Welcome back. If this is your first time here on this channel and you experience any kind of issues with playback, please check out the link in the description to my Mirrored account on BitChute.com, redpill_McKenzie. Now, in today's video, we're picking up where we left off. We're now in week 2 of November 2018 with the high-level resignations. Talking CEOs, CFOs, COOs, heads of state, police chiefs, you name it. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's a new week until we catch up. But real quick, where do I get the names from? I get it from a site called resignation.info, maintained by Resignation Anon. And despite the meme I just showed you, there are actually a lot of good people on this list. Not everyone on this list is a bad person, even though there's been a bunch of those, but even still, not everyone's going to be indicted. Go ahead, check out the link to the indictments if you haven't seen it already. There's also a little feature where you can report resignations. Anything not on the list since September 2017, or if it's just brand new, that's easy. Go ahead, put the link to that news article, submit it. Once it's been verified, it'll be added to the list. Now get this. If it's new and it's notable, chances are you're going to see it on the next resignation show. Every other Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. German time, with the next show being on April 14th. Yep, you just missed the last show, but anyway, it's hosted on a channel called In Real Life News. I'll put the link to their channel in the description so that way you can catch the next show. Or if you're already hanging out on the site, go to Resignation Show right there, and you can link up with In Real Life News or catch up on any of the episodes you may have missed. But anyway, now that that's taken care of, let's get to the names. We have the CEO to Fortis Healthcare Limited in India, Pravdeep Singh. We have the Director General to British Healthcare Trades Association in the UK, Mandy Lavin. We have the Secretary of State to Georgia in the US, Brian Kemp, resigned just one day after declaring victory over Democrat Stacey Abrams in the state's gubernatorial contest. We have the CFO to Telstra in Australia, Robin Denholm, resigned and went off to be chairman at Tesla. We have the deputy chairman to the DNC, also known as the Democratic National Committee in the U.S., Keith Ellison, resigned amid sexual assault claims. We have the CEO to Publicists Worldwide in the U.K., Guy Wynick. We have this leader to the Australian Labor Party in Australia, Luke Foley. We have the CEO to City of Mount Gambier in Australia, Mark McShane, retired. We have the councilman to Seattle City Council in Washington, Rob Johnson. His term ended. We have the CEO to Bristow Group Inc. in the U.S., Jonathan Bailiff, retired and was replaced by L. Don Miller. We have the Interior Secretary to the U.S. Department of the Interior in the U.S., Ryan Zinke. We have the Transport Minister to the British government in the U.K., Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson, a little side fact, he's a brother of Boris Johnson. We have Director to Geinzinger Health System in Pennsylvania, David T. Feinberg. Resigned and went off to work for Google Health and was replaced by Jae-Won Yu. We have the CEO to H&E Equipment Services in the U.S., John Inquist. Resigned and was replaced by Bradley Barber. We have the CEO and President to Memphis Zoo in Tennessee, Chuck Bradley, retired. We have the CEO to Northern Colorado Economic Alliance in the U.S., Andy Montgomery. We have the CEO to Stop Foodborne Illness in the U.S., Deirdre Schlonegger, retired. We have the CEO to Sunderland Careers Centre in the U.K., Graham Burt, retired and is replaced by Amanda Brown. We have the president to Lanson BCC Group in France, Philippe Pajot, retired and replaced by Frank Cost. We have the CEO and chairman to Sonnet Corp in the U.S., Cliff Hudson, retired. We have the judge to the U.S. Supreme Court in the U.S., Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was poised to retire at the time in January, but she's still hanging around. So this technically pending? I don't know. Anyway, I put it in there because it's on the list and it may be coming. Anyway, we have the CEO to FC Brentford in the UK, Mark Devlin. We have the CEO to Open Polytechnic in New Zealand, Carolyn Seelig. We have the Chief Justice to Mississippi Supreme Court in the U.S., William L. Waller Jr. We have the CEO to Winsome Trust in the UK, Jerry Beatty, retired. We have a Director to Teach for America in the U.S., Athena Palmer. We have a Township Manager to Lower Alsace Township in Pennsylvania, Terry L. Steyer, retired. We have a CFO and Treasurer to Colony Credit Real Estate Inc. in the U.S., Sujan S. Patel. We have a state senator to Texas in the U.S., a Democrat, Sylvia Garcia. We have a chancellor to University of Mississippi in the U.S., Jeff Vitter. We have the senior VP to Textron Aviation in the U.S., Jim Walters. We have chief to Hartshorn Police Department in Oklahoma, Jeremy Pierce, fired. We have a chief to Shreveport Police Department in Louisiana, Alan Crump, retired. We have executive director to Rock River Center in Oregon, Ann Haas, retired. We have a minister of public works to the Kuwait government, Assam al-Rumi, and he's also the state minister for municipal affairs. We have the chief management officer to the U.S. Defense Department in the U.S., of course, Jay Gibson. We have the CEO and president of Frontier Health Inc. in the U.S., Teresa Kidd, retired and was replaced by Christy Hammonds. We have these two directors to West Somerset Railway plc in the UK. Pause if you need to read them. We have EU Affairs Minister to the Romanian government in Romania, Victor Negrescu. We have the president to Bank of Punjab in Pakistan, Naimuddin Khan. We have a director to Jet Airways in India, Vikram Singh Mehta. We have a leader to Christlich Social Union, also known as CSU, in Germany, Horst Seehofer. We have the CEO to Honorlax in Iceland, Christian B. Mathieson. We have the CEO to Dury Vision in the U.S., Harry Campbell. Resigned and is replaced by Jason Stahl. We have the CEO and we have the chairman to Coty Inc. in the U.S. The CEO was replaced by Pierre Lavies, and the chairman was replaced by Peter Harf, and the chairman will remain on the board. We have the digital bank officer to Bank of America in the U.S., Michelle Moore. With the CEO and president to Health Gap in the U.S., Dwight Tillery, resigned, and he was the former mayor of Cincinnati, was replaced by Renee Mahaffey Harris. We have the CEO and president to Silver Bear Resources in Canada, Graham Hill. We have the CEO to Nashville Cares in Tennessee, Joseph Interante, retired. We have the chairman to Woolworth in Australia, Simon Sussman, retired. We have the president to St. Vincent Fishers Hospital in Indiana, Gary Famartino, retired. And he's also the president to St. Vincent Carmel Hospital, retired there as well. We have the CFO to Halliburton in the U.S., Chris Weber, resigned and is replaced by Lance Loeffler. We have the CEO to Mazzoni Center in the U.S., Linda Gonzalez Sereno. We have the CEO to Flipkart in India, Vinny Bansal, resigned over serious personal misconduct. We have the CEO and director to Ashok Leyland Limited in India, Vinod K. Desari. We have the CEO to Telecom Italia in Italy, Amos Ganesh, was fired following a strategy clash with investor Elliott Management Corporation. We have the CEO to Premier Foods plc in the UK, Gavin Darby. We have the CEO to UK Sport in the UK, Liz Nicole. We have the CEO to Sport Tech in UK, Andrew Goggin. The CEO to South Gloucestershire Council in the UK, Amanda Deeks, retired. We have the CEO to Flair Games in Germany, Klaus Kirsting. Flair Games has had announced it will undergo a major restructuring that will see 45 employees let go. We have the VP to Snap Inc. in the U.S., Nick Bell, resigned and was replaced by Jared Grust. We have the CEO to Transport Certification Australia in Australia, Chris Kay, retired. We have the Chief Risk Officer to Assurant Inc. in the U.S., Christopher Pagano, retired. We have the Home Affairs Minister to the South African government, Malusi Gigaba, resigned and had been under fire in recent weeks leading up to there after the Supreme Court of Appeal and the Constitutional Court upheld an earlier finding that he lied to the High Court in the Fireblade saga. We have the Deputy National Security Advisor to the White House in the U.S., Mira Ricardel, fired. Ricardel had clashed with the First Lady Melania Trump over issues including seating on the trip to Africa, as well as the belief Ricardel was the source of negative stories. We have Development Minister to the Slovenian government, Slovenia, Marco Bandelli, resigned over a transgression linked to EU funding allocations. We have the president to the International Islamic University in Pakistan, Masli Malik. He's also the education minister, I believe, currently. Uh, Go ahead and comment if he's not anymore. We have the head to Komisja Nadzor Finansowego in Poland, Marek C. Anyway, following media revelations that the billionaire banker Leszek Czarnecki had accused the official of soliciting a bribe in return for the KNF's favorable approach to Czarnecki's banking business. We have a director to International Lithium Corp in Canada, Kirill Klipp. We have the president to Visana in Switzerland, Urs Roth, died at the age of 58 due to suicide. Not any more details on that. We have the defense minister to the Israeli government. There probably are, though. Anyway, to Israel, Avigdor Lieberman resigned over the Gaza truce. We have the minister of immigration and absorption to the Israeli government, Sofa Lambert. We have the Minister of Tourism and Wildlife to the Sri Lankan government. Pause if you need to read that. We have the Finance Minister, because I wasn't going to the Bangladesh government, Abul Mal Abdul Muhit. His term ended. We have the CEO to Victoria's Secret in the U.S., Jan Singer. We have the CEO to Northern Land Council in Australia, Joe Morrison, was fired amid mounting internal pressure for the organization to call an independent investigation into allegations concerning his personal life. He resigned, but got fired shortly later. Anyway, we have the CEO to Dickinson County Healthcare System, Michigan, John Sean. We have the chairman to Yes Bank in India, Ashok Chawla. We have a director to Metro Nashville Airport Authority in Tennessee, Dirks Bentley. We have the CEO to Dentsu Aegis Network in the UK, my apologies, Jerry Bullman. Resigned, was replaced by Tim Andre. We have the chairman to Cardano Foundation in Switzerland, Michael Parsons. We have the CEO to Palliative Care in Australia. It is in Australia. Palliative Care Australia in Australia. So hard for me to get out. Liz Callahan. The CEO and president of Stornoway Diamond Corporation in Canada, Matt Manson, was replaced by Patrick Godin. We have the CEO to TransUnion in the U.S., James Peck, retired and is replaced by Christopher Cartwright. We have the CEO to Tennessee Valley Authority in the U.S., Bill Johnson, retired. We have the chairman to Northern Trust Corporation in the U.S., Frederick H. Waddell, retired. We have the CEO to Ideanomics in the U.S., Bruno Wu. We have the president to Children's Defense Fund in the U.S., Marion Wright Elderman, resigned and went off to be president at Emerita, and she was replaced by Max Lasco. We have the leader to New Brunswick Liberal Association in Canada, Brian Gallant. We have the Minister of National Unity and Citizenship to the Guinean government, Guinea, Khalifa Gassama Diaby, resigned over criticism that the government for not living up to expectation. We have Director to Timberline Resources Corporation in the U.S., Stephen Gilbertson. We have the CEO and President to Tennessee Valley Authority in the U.S., William Bill Dean Johnson. And we have the Special Assistant Attorney General to the Department of Human Services in Georgia, George Randolph Jeffrey. He was fired, arrested, and indicted on multiple counts of sexual exploitation of children. So, that's it. Don't forget, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's a new week until basically we catch up. And don't forget to get with In Real Life News so that way you catch the next Resignation show. And as always, if you like my video, go ahead and share because sharing is caring. And as always, if you haven't already yet, go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so that way YouTube has no choice in what kind of content of mine that you get to see. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all. God bless you all. This is Red Pill McKenzie.